Am I good? All righty. All right, everybody ready? How you guys doing today? I'm back.
We're lively. Welcome back.
Good. Thank you. It's good to be back. Here's my dog. That's Eddie Vedder. If you guys ever get stressed out, just look at my dog. It's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. That is my dog. I even got my fun Google Play case with my dog on it because the only case I've ever had that makes people smile. But yes, he did once when Chris Cornell sang too. It was weird. Temple of the Dog. So how you guys been? Did you guys earlier this week? You guys started learning MySQL fun stuff, and everybody? Is it last class? Yeah, but this week. Cool. Is that what everybody understand? Kind of. Who can tell me what a basic select statement would be? Anybody? Who can tell me what a primary key is? Yes. Very good, very good. And you guys are familiar with those like auto incrementing and why that's important and all that fun stuff and some basic MySQL things? No? Yeah. All right, well, today we're going to build on those, you know, the MySQL stuff, and now we're going to combine that with Node.js and really show you how you can use this to have a back end to an application and access it with MySQL, and it's pretty easy. So everybody has MySQL installed and the workbench and all that fun stuff? Cool. Yes? It sounds like one of the classes you guys went and used Heidi? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're not using MySQL workbench. We're using MySQL.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, but so you guys know how to use that though, right? Yeah.
Is anyone still having issues with MySQL? No one?
Right. I'll ask you. We'll ask you that question again after this class. All right, so I'm just going to the folder for today. Okay, so now I'm going to show you here how much fun it is. Hold up. Okay, so last week, of course, you probably have not done NPM stuff yet. So before we can use MySQL, with Node, we obviously need to install a MySQL package. Have you guys done that yet? No. Cool. Well, open up a directory and go to that with git bash. Yeah, sure. I bet I can. No. No. Is that somewhat better? All right. So, who can just guess how we install MySQL? Any? Yes. Did everybody hear what you said? Yell it out.
I said npm install MySQL.
That's right.
Maybe dash save.
Yeah, npm install MySQL. Yeah, for right, you can do that if you were doing it. Right now, we're just kind of doing some exercises in the app. So, but yes. So,
Oh, thank you.
npm.
What slash did you put the?
Oh, I'm sorry, none yet.
Okay.
Oh, great. That's not even spelling.
Do you really need to type that?
No. Sorry, I got to slide into Slack. Sure. And general. Do you remember where I grabbed that from? The link, Jim? No. Oh, there you go.
NPM install. I don't trust you. What are you doing over there?
All right. So, all right, now I'm going to actually type this correctly. You don't, that's more for the remote people, and just that's how they're recording it now instead of Panopto in the past. So you don't have to, since you can hear me here. But that's what I just broadcast, so the remote people. So did everybody type npm install MySQL? Cool. And you saw it installed that fun stuff. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to connect to a database that you have. Make sure that I have mine created. Yes. So let's go over here. And of course, if we're going to use MySQL as an npm package, what do we need to do first? Anybody know? Awesome. So yes, we're going to do var MySQL. Yes. Equals require. Typing over your shoulder is kind of weird. All right, and let's JavaScript. Hell yeah. Cool. So that will set up the connection to the server, and then we just need, or not set up the connection, this will import our MySQL package so we can use that to set up a connection to the server. And the next thing we need to do is just create a connection and use that package. So we're going to do var connection equals MySQL. Oops. We're going to send it an object. And we need to supply it with some important things, the host, of course, and we here are going to be using just a local host. And obviously separate them with commas. We have to supply the port. You might remember what the default port is for MySQL? Yeah. Stuck with your first answer. And then, of course, user. Mine is just root. And my password is password. She would never do, of course. And we're going to connect to a database called Ice Cream DB. And of course, before you connect to a database, what do you think you have to have? DB, you are correct. Yes. Yes, you actually have to. Repeat what you said? Yes, you have to make sure the database exists. So I'm pretty sure I already have created mine. Does anybody remember how to run? How would you run this application from Git Bash?
Oh, you know, space, the name of the thing.
Yes.
You have to save it.
Yes, I'm going to do that first. Just July 9th. I mean, I'm just doing July 9th and whatever. You can just name it connection, Ice Cream DB connection. So let's do that. Yes, of course. So I'm going to Git Bash. I am in that folder. So I'm just going to do node ice cream DB connection. What happened? MySQL connection is, did I spell something wrong?
It's not a function.
That's weird. Alrighty, let's just copy paste directly. 1 second. So. That's what I did. Oh, I didn't. I'm typing over my shoulder is not the best thing to do here. So yes, I did not. Connection was not a function because it needs to be create connection, and so let's try that again. Apologize for that. Oh, sure. I'm sorry. See, basically, my error was here when I was just carelessly typing over my shoulder, not realizing what I was doing. And the error is because this connection is not a function. That's the wrong function name. And so you see here, it was I had just that, which that's not going to work. So, and again, this is all just the syntax. It's not complicated syntax. Obviously, create connection is pretty much easy to understand what that does. But if it's wrong, it's not going to work. Oh, just to run it? Yeah, just Node. And then I started typing. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that it was. Go, there you are. Bigger? Oh, this one? Sure. All right, so one cool thing that I like to do is, because you can just start typing whatever, and since I know my file is ice cream, I just type ICE, and if I hit tab, it'll actually, and I hit 2 afterwards on exit. But tab, since that's the only file that matches it, it just automatically says, cool.
And nothing happened because I just ran mine and
Correct. Because all we did, and nothing happened because all we really did was create a connection to the database. And so at this point, we know that it exists, there's no errors, and we can connect to it. A good thing also to add on any of these, here's my mouse. Is this, now this is basically is just something that is done on, this is again a callback. Does everybody remember what those are? Once something is done, this function executes, and if there is an error, it's going to throw an error, and if not, it's going to say connected as ID. And so now if we run this in the console, we are going to see connected as ID, and so we'll know it actually did do something and connected successfully because that's in the connection.
how does throw work? Because we did it a different way, but I saw people use throw like on the interweb. How does throw work?
Throw is just basically, it says if this error match, and you could have different types of errors there. You could, like this error, this is just catches any error. Right. So I could specify a specific type of error, and if that happens, it basically just says this is an error in the program. I can program to catch that and do something with it, and so the program does not break and stop. And that's kind of a more complicated thing, but throw is basically just saying, hey, this error happened, and it throws it, and something the application might be looking for it, and if something happens, in that case, it would do whatever.
What do you have on the end-of-line phone there?
Yeah, could you work on it?
Sure. Thank you for letting me know, because I was... Sorry, connection.thread ID. So that's where you saw I was connected as, hell yeah, I have touchscreen, don't I? Connected as ID 5, so that was my thread ID. Yes, ma'am. Booth.
On the npm package,
Mhm.
my SQL, is there when I do an LF, when I do a save,
Mhm.
You know, usually when we've been doing these NPM packages, there's like a node modules directory, a bunch of stuff in there.
Mhm.
And when I do an NPM save on this, there's nothing.
Did you did you install nothing in the folder?
But when I run node and then my file name, I don't get an error message.
Then you have it installed correctly. The -- save will save it to the local your application. If you just do without that, it'll save it at isn't it working though?
Well, no, I mean, how do I know that it's working or not working? Because I don't get
Sorry.
an error message.
But can you run this in Git Bash and it works okay?
Well, I don't get it connected. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see.
Like when I do an LS,
Mhm.
all I've got is in class. I call mine in class.
Okay. Now what happens if you do node in class? All right. Now, yeah, and then just you're not getting anything because you don't have the connect. There's not yet. Actually, yeah. And then, but you don't. But it's see how I have in my connect. It's printing out that line, and so sorry, it's blocking. Because this is the only reason that you're seeing anything, because when it connects, it logs this to the console. Yes.
User root at localhost using password, yes.
Do you have your right password in there that you have set up? What password are you using?
Just password.
I specified that password as my password. So do you remember what you set up your
For my machine?
yeah. Like
Oh,
when,
yeah.
yeah, so just use that. That's just my specific stuff.
Okay.
Node database, ice cream TV.
Have you created that database?
No.
Same, yeah, make sure that has to be created before you can connect to it.
I didn't have a password set up. I said enter the day we set it up in the computer.
If you don't, then
Oh, okay. I don't know.
you don't have that database, or it's cased differently. See how it says unknown database? It means because it's just not created yet. So open up Heidi SQL. So yeah.
Oh, you mean my secret?
So it seems like a lot of people, there might be running into issues because they have not created that database yet. So make sure if you are getting weird unknown database, it means it's not there. And make sure it's cased right or spelled right. Like obviously I can't spell. All right, but this is good. We're going to do an exercise now where you guys are just going to do this. I'm going to Slack you some.
Okay. I'm at the error on screen. So we should all get an error because we don't have the data.
So do we add that to our ICP?
Add which one?
We're getting an error for ICP because we don't have that.
Right. So yeah. So open up Heidi SQL or whatever you guys are comfortable with, and yeah. All right. So we're going to do a quick exercise. Can one of the TAs Slack out the instructions? Yes. Hey, I should Slack these out, shouldn't I? Slack out those.
Yeah.
So,
Do you mind slacking out the? Can somebody Slack out the extra
Which one is it?
3?
Yes. I'll do that.
All right, he's going to Slack you out the instructions for this quick. This exercise is not really that difficult, but it's very important that you understand it. He should be slacking you out instructions now. Throughout this class, we are going to be using just kind of a database to create personalized music playlists. So in this exercise, you're going to create a database, create the connection. If you can, as a bonus, add some keys, add some columns to it, and populate it with some rows, and kind of start looking how you can use NPM to select data from that database. So have you guys got the instruction select out yet? Wait for it.
Oh, here we go.
Sweet.
We're gonna test our skills.
Top song.
It says we want to.
That's why I'm laughing.
So we're not doing ice cream.
We're not doing ice cream.
No, that's just kind of, oh,
So we're gonna put top songs in ice cream.
aren't we, one second. Isn't that, that's 12.3, aren't we doing 12.2 right now?
I thought you said 3. Let me see.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's number 3, sorry, in 12.2. It was just number 3 in 12.2.
Creating a database connection. What did I send out?
I think it's 12.3, but sorry.
Students do preparing a database. You're right. There's 3 here preparing a database. Was it? It was green.
No, yeah, you're in 12.3. I'm on 12.2.
Hey, we're doing 12.2 today?
Yeah, we're doing both. We're trying to do both.
Oh, okay.
All right. He's going to send you some other ones that we're jumping ahead of us there. But we're not doing ice cream. Yeah, wait, yeah, you're getting new instructions. This is.
We are gonna do ice cream.
No, unfortunately not. There we go. All right, he just showed you, yes. So yeah. Sorry, this is the second set is the only set that you should be looking at right now. I apologize. The first one we were jumping ahead, and that's coming along later. So that yeah, because right now we're just wanting to create a connection with an existing a table with it. Set up that database as it is talking about in there. And
So were people having a problem with the ice cream DB not being created?
no, in the exercise that they were, yes, because they were trying to run my code and they just hadn't created the ice cream database yet.
Go create database ice cream DB and then rerun the code and it's fine.
Oh no, and they did it after that. They just didn't realize why they were getting that error.
So with that last one, they were trying to follow along and they just didn't have the database created was the issue, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Everyone's pretty much aware of that now, right?
Oh yeah.
And they moved on to the activity. That's what I was
Yeah.
doing. So that was more of an instructor demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Can't make a database inside a table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, no, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I called it language.
I know, like,
It's funny that they keep referring to workbench when I actually work with.
Now, well, moreover,
Yes.
I created the database in MySQL, and then I'm trying to use it.
And are you in?
I'm on desktop right now.
Are you in the folder with? Yeah. Can you go make sure you're in the folder with the ice cream DB connection?
Oh, okay.
And then. Sorry. I'm just,
Okay. Right.
yeah. So you're in there. Cool. Now do Node ice cream DB, or just hit up. And that's another thing too. If you hit just up, it'll actually go through the. You don't have to, but it's nice because you hit up again.
Oh yeah.
And you'll eventually get to it'll go through your history. No, I thought you would.
Okay.
No, you already have. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Now run it. There you go. Yeah. So yes, cool. So everything, no errors. There's no errors there. Just add this, and it'll log and it'll tell you that you're connected and everything like that because you're just doing the connection. So you got no errors. So it did successfully connect, but just so the user knows, log out something. Yes, ma'am.
To add, like, so I'm adding data to my table, but I want to add more than one row at a time. Can I do that?
In Heidi SQL or
Like, can I from command line, or do you have to do it one at a time?
you can do multiples, and we're going to actually go over that later in a bit.
How do you just open another?
Enter values. Yes, you would have to do one second. Where is it? Yeah, I think you're pretty sure you just do in parentheses, but then comma separated.
Okay.
So yeah, try that and see.
Here, I'm gonna do a different.
Thank you.
Anybody running into roadblocks? Everybody going? Yes.
Sorry.
No, no.
I'm still having the same problem. So right now I'm trying to do this, which is about the music. So I'm not going to use ice cream DB, right?
Right.
So what am I doing now? Because I'm in the folder with the notes.
Do you have you created a music list?
I did it in my SQL.
All right, cool. So then in your JavaScript,
in my okay.
and then so you're going to connect to make sure you're connecting to that DB. So change ice cream database to.
But this is still ice cream. So
Well, it doesn't, you know, you can rename the file whatever you want to, or just do save as and save it as something else.
Okay.
But,
Okay, all right.
right.
There was an error.
It's, I probably told you wrong on how to insert multiples once.
You put a comma between.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's comma separated, definitely. Yes, that is it. Sweet. Cool. All right, so everybody got up and connected? Who? No, not yet. What do you running into?
I guess I'm just getting confused on whether we're creating it in here or are we creating it in here?
Oh yeah, no, I would just create the database in Heidi SQL or whatever you're using, and then in the JavaScript just create the connection to it. So basically, what I showed you in that opening exercise, pretty much just that. Do the require MySQL and then the JavaScript code to connect to it.
So it looks like I'm connecting, but then I'm not going back into the command line.
Right, because it keeps your connection open until you close it, and so if you had an app running and everything like that, and so, but yeah.
Okay, so that's.
Yep, exactly. Cool. Is that the?
User password, yeah. So it's your connection. You have a connection error. So
It looks like is the password correct?
yeah, I don't know. Is your password correct?
I don't have a password.
Then it's trying to use root as a password.
So yeah, maybe just an empty string.
Yeah, if that is in, but as long as that user is set up, yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on here. I did the node connection, it's connected as, and now it's just.
Yep, because this is just connected in case you might have another app that's actually connected.
How do I unconnect?
You just like you kill anything, Control C, and that stops any running processes.
So in Heidi SQL, because I've been doing this in my SQL
Workbench?
shell thing.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not in the workbench.
Okay.
But just in the
Yeah.
shell. And so I'm just now doing the Heidi.
Okay.
And
If you're more comfortable with the shell, then you're welcome to, you know.
I want to do them both.
Sure. Okay.
Because everybody says that
Right.
Heidi
Right.
or workbenchy
Right.
type of thing is easier. So I've got my database and I've got my table and I've got the little things. And these are columns.
Those are rows. These are columns. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm upside down. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I want to add something.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to query.
Here's the query.
You have some queries up here. So you just reuse that one or create a new one here. All right, so now here you're going to write a query to do an insert into that database.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then you'll hit this little play button to execute that script to insert that data into that table.
That's how you do this?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
Light bulb. Good.
Very similar to what you'd be doing in the console. Except this is like a...
Got it.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay, second question. Is any better, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good answer. Good question. But
Well, because I wanted to
yeah. Oh, thank you.
in honor of Eddie.
He'll appreciate it. All right. So yeah, has everybody feeling better now with that? Everybody got some data in your database and all that fun stuff? I'm sorry?
I'm creating the database. I can't locate it inside there. That's what my syntax looks like thus far.
And you can't locate it?
Yeah.
Click that refresh. Bam. Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so now if you have data in your database, and you want to get it out, what do you think you do? Yes, yeah, or yes, you want to display all the data in that row. Correct. And so, but in a select insert, that is a type of, what are we doing to the database? Querying it, yes. So I put some data in my database, and let's do this. The response. So after my connection callback, I'm just going to now query the database. I'm using the connection variable that I created to MySQL, and I'm passing it the query select all from products because I created a product table in my ice cream database. And so that's the syntax. Yeah. So it's just a callback function. Once that is done querying, it's going to pass an error, but if it was an error, and just RES, which is response. So it's the response data. If it does an error, it's going to throw it. If not, it's going to log out what is in my database. So again, same execution method, node ice cream DB connection, and it. You'll see it returns my 3 rows, which have an ID and flavor and price and quantity. So if I go over into my, oops, wrong one. I'm using the workbench, but you'll see it is displaying exactly what I have in my table here.
Could you go back to your sublime?
Sure. And
I'm getting it here.
what area are you getting?
I am getting protocol 41 of undefined. Cannot set property at handshake. But I tested the connection earlier and it connected. So
And so
now
you create a new file, my top songs. And so, and did this one, so the other one has run successfully, but not this one, correct?
yes.
And so
no, this one ran with the connection right here. So you connected as ID 8.
but that's top songs, yeah, okay. And
So now I put this code in.
does cool table exist?
Yes. Full table.
Let's say, okay, so, and so you, but I don't even see anything in there that would cause it to error if it ran successfully before.
Yeah, it runs here.
Or like this file though, because you said you had.
Oh yeah, when I just tested the connection, like how we did in.
Oh, well, okay. Go back, because you're doing a connect there, not a query. Yeah, cool. What's you don't? All right.
No, I have no idea like what I'm doing wrong.
So create that.
I'm utterly lost. I've created a database, top songs DB. I've created a table in the database, right? First, I had the table name here, but should that be the database?
Hit refresh right here.
Sure.
And okay, it doesn't look like you have any tables in there.
Yeah, I'm utterly lost. I think there should be a comma right there.
Yeah, comma. Comma separated. Can you just run? Can you just highlight that line and run it? And then lightning bolt. Yeah.
Error in SQL.
You have an error in SQL. Okay, cool.
I mean, I tried to do it like this last time. I don't know if it's okay to do this or not, though. Seems like SQL.
1 second. Yeah, it should just be parentheses. Are those all comma separated?
Comma here, no comma here.
You don't need a comma between ID and auto increment.
So, see,
And
now it
then
gives
put a
me
colon at the end just
right
because
here.
I have no bond that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Try to run this again.
Well, you're just designating primary key as ID, but you're not creating that column.
Okay.
So now do like int or what ID, and then what integer or whatever.
Oh yeah. Integer. Okay.
Right, and then auto increment null. Comma, and then get rid of that auto increment null, and then
Okay.
yeah, try running that. See what happens. There you go. Sweet. No, and that's it is. It's all just. I mean, it's not complicated. It's just this little minute details of like. Yeah, and it's not intuitive. It's just one of the things. Is once you start doing it, it's it's like riding a bike. No, yeah, you should be able to insert.
So
Yeah.
Title, artist, genre. I don't need to insert into ID, right? That's gonna
Because it automatically, it's primary key. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Top songs 5,000. Oh, because you did talk songs DB.
Okay, so I need to do.
And then these are programming languages. Are you?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. And when you guys do, is anybody running into big roadblocks? What's going on?
I'm going to create the tables, and I'm getting a syntax error, and I cannot for the life of me understand where my syntax is wrong on this. Creating table with table.
Can you have the spaces and a column name?
What?
The spaces and column name. See serving size. Do an underscore. What's there?
Syntax error. Right here and list the entire row.
Put a semicolon after user. Actually, you're already, just get rid of that top line since you have it selected here. You're already using it. Now try running it. Works. Sweet. There was no semicolon after use. If you undo, there was no semicolon after use data. Yeah. Some stuff is more strict, and like in that case, yes. Just that like the workbench.
So I created a table here.
Cool.
It didn't say anything, and now I'm not able to.
Is there a way to refresh? I have to do that. Right, click that little refresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that. Nothing happens, and I'm not able to click on anything else. And it seems correct, but I didn't receive the message.
Connect as ID, create table. And so, yeah. And so it just logged this out, the create table?
No, that's what I typed. And I returned, and it didn't say,
right.
One row affected or anything like that.
I think it might have been were you already connected to the database?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And now, this seems to be like, I don't know, it's not moving.
Right.
I can change the database, but.
And what was that database called?
This one?
The one that you're trying to connect to? I'm sorry.
Music, DB.
And so it does look like it's there.
It's there, but yeah, nothing
Okay, but there's just nothing in there, and so like you're not, you created it, and so.
But I'm not able to go back to, where is it? I'm not able to go back to like structure.
Oh, and see the content,
tables.
right?
Yeah, it's not letting me. And what happens if I just, I don't know, close it and then open it?
I would try that. I'm using the workbench for the MySQL, the other one.
Wait, what's the problem? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
It's just,
So, I missed, this is, I don't have this, but I don't know what to put there.
So you're just trying to log out.
Something, anything.
Well, first just make sure that the string's getting returned, and so you know it's getting that far, and don't put a variable. Can you?
Okay. And then what, I don't know what to put here.
Just hello.
Okay.
Yeah. And see if it gets that far. Yes.
So I'm creating a database called Top Songs DB, right? And then shouldn't I create a table with a different name? Like shouldn't
Right. Yes,
table
you
be
usually
called?
would.
So then I'm getting right here, create table top 5.
Why is that in there? See that Top Songs DB?
Yeah. So the database has been created, so I should just be able to do. Yeah, see, it says no database selected from the default DB.
Select it over here. Where is it? Yeah, double click. Now it's selected. So because you didn't do use top songs before, but now that's double click, it's highlighted, it's going to automatically use that one. So you got one insert, data too long for column, title at row.
So what I need to go back and just is probably this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
7, 8, 9. Okay. So
Title is right. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yes.
What do I put here then? So I want to return all of the rows in the database songs.
The two things that need to respond or actually rows could be fine, but it's usually ERR and response and RES, but it's not going to give you a third one. So just literally log rows, but just do rows. No, right. And now get rid of the brackets after rows and just log rows. And yeah, because as you'll see, that's like mine.
Oh, got it. See, I didn't see yours.
Right. So yeah, this is just the default. That's usually what people. Yeah, or response, or results. And so it sounds like a lot of people are doing what the next exercise is going to be is just to query database from your table. If a TA can, I'm sorry? Yeah, or respond, but yeah. You can call it whatever, but that's just when you see it in code documentation, you're most likely to see that. You'll see here on mine, when mine did log out to the screen, you see this row data packet. Don't worry about that. That's just the type of object that it's logging. Okay. Yes. And so, yeah, can a TA Slack out the exercise 5? I'm gonna slack out the
It's like
5.
fighting fires.
It's okay.
But collecting data.
Thank you. All right, he's about to slack out the instructions for the next exercise. How's it going, man? Yes, sir.
Hey, Jeff, sorry.
What's up?
Hoping
No,
to
it's
get
all, no,
somebody
it's all
else.
good. No, I thought I was
Not-
helping.
No,
No,
you
I'm
are.
just
You are. That's only following you. So I've got it. I think.
Yeah, you're connected. Sweet.
Okay, so how can I see data from it? That's what I'm curious
Sweet.
about.
See that right now? You just connected. You just went up to line 14 up there. Now you actually got to query it.
Okay.
So
I
basically,
didn't see that up there.
no, that's totally fine.
Okay.
My table from here on the workbench.
Yeah, refresh it. Yeah. No, it should be. Scroll up to the whole. No, I'm sorry. Here, go up to where tables is. Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So songs. And I'm sorry. Click that third. Okay, highlight songs. Sorry, and you'll see these things pop up. Now that third one right there. Bam.
Okay. And so, did I add these all again? Because every time I run the line, I've just my table.
Right.
Cool. So now I figure out how to delete stuff.
Spin the black. Spin the black. Which it's really easy. You can delete it by ID. You could literally do delete from table where ID equals 17.
Okay. Can I just list a bunch of IDs there? Delete from table.
That we're gonna go into more. It'd be like where ID it contains or within. I forgot what the exact operator is, but you do where ID contained in, and then you could do a list. Yes.
So I'm getting an error with this row. Is it? I don't think I have a password, but I just like kind of copied over that.
Okay, then just delete and have an empty string. Perfect. Sure. And then just that's how you'd query. So yeah, for this exercise, it looks like you're just going to query your database that you have. Try to create a code that displays it all. Try to create code that just shows stuff from a specific genre or by a specific artist. And if you really want to get cool, try to make it look like a table and pretty, which is fun to do in the console.
So I need more songs.
You got to put more songs in your database. Insert into, or
Okay.
isn't there a way to like visualize to see the whole database and just kind of type them in? Okay, cool. Can't you just like add a row at the bottom or?
Insert row?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then.
Okay. Better.
Cool.
Okay, better. So, what's a good song?
I always get stuck.
Yes.
So like I want to make my data pretty, so I just console log the dash to like separate all the
Mhm.
things I'm doing, but it's not running synchronously. How come? Like look how it delivers it. It delivers it there, but in my code I put it right there. So like why is it doing this?
Well, it's just logging this before you even do the select. So it's just going to put that between the two responses.
No, it's not though. Look, it's putting it at the top. There it is.
Probably because it is the other ones are callbacks, so they're not. It's hitting the console log before these queries are done. So it's kicking, it's kicking them off,
Okay, yeah.
and then
That's how Node works.
right.
That's so cool.
Perfect.
What were you asking us to do?
Basically, yeah, do your query, and then try to make it like format it so it looks like a table or something like that. Yeah. Nice.
What else?
I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, do a query so it just selects from a specific artist or like a specific genre.
Is it /n?
New line?
What is it so that I can do quotes inside again? I forget.
Yeah. You could either do. I think it's that. Oh no, was it that one?
Oh wait.
Oops, sorry.
I think you got
Oh,
it.
oops, wrong button. Or you can always do double quotes out here and then just single quotes inside, so you don't have to escape things. But yeah.
Wait, so I have to put another dash here.
Before the quote. Yeah, and then erase that one. You only need one.
No, I have to two because alternative is in quotes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Wait, do we put it here?
You have to escape both of them. Or you can actually just make them double quotes inside too.
Wait, I want to know how to do this.
No, you're fine. Escape the two because you want the two outside to not be escaped, and so escape that one too as well. The two directly around alternative.
So escape here. Escape here.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Perfect.
You can do other things like this too. Like, so like I can say like, and then I can put a wildcard. And maybe like I don't know, I want to see all the artists there. All the songs. It's a wild card in any direction that way. Oh, okay. It's a wild card in this direction, and then it's a wild card in this direction. No, it will only find any part of a word.
Question on the thing.
Sure.
I'm just trying to find a simple way to do it. I want to get rid of every song I have with an ID greater than 8.
ID greater than 8.
I tried that, and I don't know if I did something wrong.
Oh, I think you actually. I think it's you might have to type greater than.
Oh,
I forgot
actually.
what the. Let me see. Greater than. Let me see. Hold up. I'll tell you. No, actually, you should be able to just use the sign. You should be able to just use the sign.
I'll try it again. Maybe
Yeah.
I did something.
Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah. Never
Cool.
mind.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So it's making sense for you? Getting somewhat more comfortable than last week? Yeah. Way more comfortable than last week. How's everybody doing?
Should be here.
Yes, sirs. I never know if I should stand behind or.
They're using Workbench,
Okay.
which I think just isn't as good as SQL.
I created the database and I'm connected and everything, but it's not showing up on my work.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, double click on this. Double click on it so it opens it up. And then is it not down there? If not, click refresh. Right, and if you add one through here, it won't show up there automatically. Hit that little refresh.
Yeah.
And see, these are the things how it's not hard, and it's funny because you think I don't know this, and it's like no, I click refresh, and it's like.
And so,
So I've got like all my stuff is working like a dream.
Sweet.
But I want to know. So when I'm just in terminal, just like on my desktop, let's say. Okay. So just on my desktop, to get into SQL, if I want to do things through terminal, I have to do MySQL -u -p. All right. Cool. I'm in.
Yep.
How do I get out just right here?
Control C. Sometimes once, twice.
And then just like that.
Yeah, enter. Wait, do it twice. Or wait, is it different? Is there a different one on Mac? It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is one of those. Or actually, or just type exit. See what happens. Done. No, that's my thing too, because it's been a while since I've done it. But, yeah, but it's just you just like no, that didn't. Okay, that's that. There's 3 things it could be. So did you guys? Are you guys good? Better?
I didn't know how to. I just did everything through the terminal.
Yeah, and when you do it through the console and stuff, you know what's going on. A GUI is just an abstraction from what's actually.
Yeah, because it was confusing because so we had to do all that. So we had to create the database first.
Right.
And then I guess my password was just blank.
Right.
And so then I just created the table through terminal and then use your script.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you say the row sockets were?
Oh, just don't. When you see that displayed in the console, that's just kind of saying what it's returning. It's not. You're not going to see that in the data. I didn't want people to think that that was like what it was called.
Okay.
Better? All right. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What's up? Did you have a question? Oh, or are you just stretching?
No, I'm stressed.
Ah.
I mean, I have lots of questions.
Well, you're here.
Ah, yeah.
To call I was calling from that music database, would that be a problem? No. Where am I at? I missed it.
What is it? When you run that, is it doing anything?
I'm just not trying. Hold on. I just installed that. Oh, okay, so you can go.
But that is technically not going to work because it's returning, go to your code, where you're trying to do res.title. That res is the entire collection. So right. So just make sure, just do plus res and make sure you're getting stuff first before you start. Yeah. So see what happens then.
I'm not even sure I'm connected.
Access denied error. So check your password because, okay, do empty string. If you don't have one, you still have to pass it in. Yeah. But yeah, this is all basically like configuration stuff. You know, it's not real code, you know, and that's what's frustrating. It's frustrating because, but then you find out what the fix is. It's like, oh, yeah, wrong password.
Yeah, that was like the bonus. So like you just mean like get rid of this like ugly stuff here, right? And like I'm running a for loop to be like, oh, like I'm gonna make it pretty and say.
And make borders around it.
Oh, you can make borders around it?
Technically, if you want, like pipe, you could do like a between each row. You could do.
I know, but I don't trust it because when I tried to do that, it was running asynchronously.
Right.
It was messing up my.
But that's why you need to put the log inside the actual function, the result when it gets the response. Right. Or that's how you'd iterate through different rows and be able to wrap stuff, you know, self-contained, and then for each row and not just once outside. Because it's, again, it's scoping. So that log is outside of the scope where those variables even exist. Yeah. Cool. All right, everybody, feeling great with that?
Oh, we have something new?
Yeah. It's not too much new. It's just going to show you how to delete, which you guys know some of this stuff already. Yeah. All righty. Huh. Go ahead. What?
Database is my everyday language.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah. So this is kind of boring.
No, it's okay.
Right. But yeah, now we're going to tell them what CRUD is.
MySQL, I'm more SQL Server, so some of the MySQL stuff that's new to me.
Sure.
So the tool is new, ID SQL.
Right. Yeah. But it's SQL.
I don't always have to go create tables. Most of the time, all this stuff's done. I query.
Right.
I'll write complex queries.
Right. And yeah, this is a one-time thing you're going to do when you're writing an app is create.
So some of this stuff brings me back to college when it was like, write a script that creates a database.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't remember the last time I actually, in a work setting, actually had to create the database.
Well, then I bet you're going to have fun when I go over schemas.
Yeah, so I haven't done schemas in a long time.
Right. All right, now I'm going to show you. Is everybody good with all that fun stuff?
Fun.
Yes. Now I'm going to show you more fun ways to manipulate. Yes.
Did we go through the solution?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
I think so. Can I sit on your lap? Yeah.
Well, this one really was my solution. I didn't fancy up the table and make it all stylized and all that stuff.
Oh, I did that. I thought we were trying to print these to the console, like loop over and print.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was trying. I got.
Yeah.
I did that.
That was basically just what I was showing there and how.
The stuff we got slacked out was like print out if it's vanilla.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm sorry. I will do that for you right now. So.
I am moving over it. I got it. I just didn't get it all the way done. I want to make sure I was in the right. Did you run a for loop with an if if statement on the genre?
Is that what you did?
Yeah. So I access the array. So I didn't loop.
So he asked me just to show like a specific ways to, if I'm just going to query one instead of all. So I'm just going to do select all where flavor equals vanilla. I'm sorry? Right, where genre equals whatever. Oops. And of course here I have to escape. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong screen.
Yeah, we did 4 and S. You didn't have to. Yeah, so you can do that right here.
Bam. So you see there, it just returned the only one where flavor equaled vanilla. If genre, obviously, if I had rock and roll, it would have returned every one that was rock and roll. Yes, sir.
I did it with JavaScript.
JavaScript. Well, you could have done it that way,
Subject of the class.
but it's more processing. So I mean, it's great. It's that you know how to get the response and iterate through and check each variable and all that stuff. And you know that is knowing more, but sometimes doing less is right. Yes, Chair. Oh yeah, sorry. Sweet. This is pretty. And of course, if you didn't want to escape things, you could do double quotes around the entire string and then do single quotes here, and you wouldn't have to do that. Yes. Very nice. Sorry?
At the end of line 17, you've got like the 2 individual quotes there.
The first one is escaped.
Oh, that's okay.
Right.
I see.
So I could have done double quotes outside and single quotes, or vice versa, but just an example.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, they are they're kind of, you can't really see it, but yeah. But, good? Sweet. No, that's fine. All right, so that was just a select query where I specified it by flavor. So when you manipulate and view data in databases, a common acronym used is CRUD, which is create, read, update, and delete. So these are just some examples. Yeah.
You got a word right that stuff.
I know. Oh man. So
You know, you can just like default set it.
yeah. So yeah, create one would be just insert into pets. Name, type, age. You specify which columns. Values, Fido, dog, 3. I could actually insert multiple ones there by comma and then another parentheses enclosed string separated collection of Eddie Vedder dog 2. And so read, select. We're all familiar with that one. Update is just if I wanted to update Fido or whoever, I would set in here where this is setting every dog to name underdog where type is dog. So you probably want to rename every single dog. If you're setting its name, you would probably set the name equal to where the name is the one you want to replace or the primary key of that. Can anybody tell me why a primary key might be better than using the name? Yes, might be multiple names. So there's a lot of Eddie Vedders out there. And then,
But not just the dog.
no, well, yeah, no. But and then delete. Delete from pets where type equals mouse. And so that's deleting all the mice. Really easy. Pretty straightforward with those. Any questions about CRUD? All right. Yes. So let's do some real world. Yeah, I'll leave that up there. What's up? So I'm down here going to
It's Inception.
So here, I'm going to run this. It's going to, who wants to tell me what they think this is going to do?
It's going to insert that object that you put, so flavor, so you're going to have another row that says price,
Anybody see anything that you have that we haven't really gone over with?
It's a placeholder. So whenever like follows up there, the question mark is a placeholder, and pretty much after that comma, it would be it's going put in that object, that flavor object, insert that where that question mark is.
Right. It's basically going to iterate over it. And so since there's 3 different ones in here, it will make set flavor equal to Rocky Road, price equal to 3, quantity equal to 50.
We're assuming that in product, those 3 columns exist, flavor, price, quantity?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And the table exists. And yes, all this has to be set up and specified correctly. If somebody had specified that price was a string, well, that wouldn't work.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be in that order.
Correct. It could be in any order.
So long as it's a key value here.
Right. Correct. If you have those, like insert into, when you have the values and then the others, those have to be, the order does not matter for the values, but they have to match up when it comes to values and the actual data order. Right. Right. It's not here. It's not doing anything. So, but let's put something in there. It is nice to know that we're done. Yeah. So we just expect this. It's going to print them out still. Well, I guess we don't need to see them all again. So let's just comment that out. Oops.
Baby's in the corner.
Right. So here you see it inserted the row. If I go over to my, and I would have to hit refresh, it didn't do it automatically, but I had to hit refresh so it would recheck the database. But you'll see that inserted Rocky Road at $3 and 50 of them. So, and then here, I'm going to show you how to update one. And so here, it's we have even more fun use of the question marks. Yeah. So what do you think it does? You want to? Oh, wasn't you that said it was cool? Were you talking about this or?
I think so. I was doing it, but I like the customized. Oh, that set.
Yeah. What's the?
I was just gonna change it. So, like, yeah, just change the quantity from 50 to 100. So.
And what?
It's in order. So the first question mark is quantity, second question mark is flavor. So we're saying set quantity 100 where we have Rocky Road.
Did everybody hear that? So basically, since we have, here you have 2 question marks. So you have 2 variables that you can be passed in. So this is an array of the different variables wrapped as objects. And so the first arrow question mark is going to correspond to the first one in the array, second to the second, and so on ad infinitum. So update products set quantity equal to 100, where flavor equals Rocky Road. So, yes, sir.
So could the one above that you had commas and multiple and you iterate through them, can you iterate through little question marks the same way?
Yes.
Wait, what did you say, Mike?
If here how there's multiple, like I could have multiple here too as well.
Oh, I see.
And they have to have one-to-one, or if you only had one in the first question mark, and then you put multiple ones in the second question mark, you know, it's like, so a quantity of 100 in, you know, Rocky Road and, you know, cookies and
Sure.
cream and everything else, and it would update all of them to 100?
Yes, it would do.
Have quantity 100, quantity 100, quantity 100.
Correct. No, I would do it would just do set quantity equal to 100, where flavor equals Rocky Road and flavor equals mint chocolate chip. Or all, you could do the star. But definitely when, especially when you
put a flavor in, it would automatically update all quantities.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, smart.
Yes. He said he'd not put a flavor in, it'll just update all quantities to 100. So if you didn't specify a where, you would just update all. So now we're going to
Oh, I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
So if I'm in my command line and I run this, like I just ran this and I saw it and kind of like insert this data,
Mhm.
if I keep running it and running it and running it, is it just going to keep adding and adding and adding?
Yes. So you'll see that I updated mine. So I'm going to run it again. I did not put a log in the result there or anything, so I don't expect to see anything.
It will just, if you are
But you see right there, it just updated the Rocky Road quantity to 100. Everybody cool with updates? Yeah.
unless you're adding a new row.
You mean this doesn't help? Seeing my data table? Rocky Road is $3. So yeah, and then last but not least is delete. Never use a wildcard star with delete. All right, so somebody that hasn't talked. No, not at all. No, not at all. I appreciate it. Now, who wants, oh, wait, wrong one. Hey, this is pretty straightforward. Who wants to tell me what this does? Somebody midway back or backer. Is that a word? Yes, sir.
So it's just like it's going to delete the entire row where the flavor is strawberry.
Yes.
So it'll delete the flavor, the whatever else, the quantity, the price, will delete the entire row.
Yes.
So I was gonna say you can feed any value. Delete the total products where question mark price equals whatever.
Right. Or you could do where flavor is strawberry and the price is greater than $2 or whatever, right? And again, you're going to usually use primary keys for this stuff because just to, there's actually in MySQL Workbench, I think there's like it even warns you and you have to turn off when you try to update stuff not based on primary keys. Yes. Well, it would be ID because whatever the primary key is called. Right, right. And have you ever heard of foreign keys? Cool. Can you tell? Does everybody know what foreign keys are? Do you want to tell them?
Foreign key is if the key that you are giving your data is coming from another table somewhere.
Right. So if I had another table that had this flavor, this product in there, that table would just have its primary key because there's no reason to have redundant data stored twice. And in that instance, in that table, it's a foreign key because it's actually a key that is pointed to a primary key in another table. So if you ever use a primary key in a different table, that's a foreign key. So I'm going to delete this.
What is the line 42, what does the function with the two parameters accomplish?
This is just the callback. It's this right here. It just has to be there. Right there, it does nothing. I'm gonna just I'll put a console log in there.
It either returns an error.
Right.
And whatever that message may be, such as your query failed, or which rows failed, or the actual result success, or I guess in this case, the result will be the object, the result set.
Right. And so this is just the callback that where you'd handle any errors, or if you didn't anything after, obviously after you, since asynchronous and JavaScript and all that stuff, you usually probably once you get the data back want to do something. Okay, I have it now. I can make a graph or something like that. So here you would handle the error and then call whatever events or functions that need to be called after that.
I'm curious why we're using the question mark notation and then still typing out the data and not just finishing the traditional structure of the statement, like actually writing where flavor is strawberry. Right.
That is much more common practice.
Right. I think. I'm curious, like, where's this notation leading to?
I think just they wanted to show you a variant of it, but I understand your point. Usually you just pass a statement.
But could we up there?
Oh yeah, you could have just kept writing.
Right.
Yeah. And that's how most people. But I'm just curious if this was like some other inherent benefit to say, hey, here's why, when and why we would use this notation.
Right. No, he was just asking why do we do it that way and not that way, and just a different way to do it. Programmatically, if it's coming from an app, you're probably going to see it like this more often. Oh, do I?
Let him go first.
Wrong screen. So basically, he was just asking why is this the same as this, which yes, it is, and why we're doing it a different way. Usually, you're more common to come across where you're just writing the whole statement and not iterating through a bunch of variables and stuff.
The other thing too is when you do the question mark and then as this placeholder, and after the comma comes the filler of that placeholder, could you just pass a variable there?
If you do a concatenation, would be.
Well, I mean, I can concatenate the string
right
to insert the variable, but what I'm asking is, after the scroll back to the left a little bit, you can see it all in one. Yeah. So after the comma, after the where question mark, double quote, comma, and then you start quantity 100. So in that array, could you just pass a variable name that references an existing array elsewhere?
It wouldn't if it was in scope. Here, since it's inside the query.
It was global.
Right. Yeah. If you had an array, it was clearly formatted, and you could access it. Then yeah, you could. That could be a variable. All right. So I'm going to delete this guy. Yep.
Yeah.
And that is just a variable, even though it's not stored in one. So I'm going to. I can put it back. No. So, and strawberry's gone.
Oh.
It wasn't real. So pretty easy. So I think now you got to. All right, there. Now you are going to do a playlist exercise with using CRUD. They're going to Slack out, or I can, yeah. Do you mind slacking out the number 8 students due? So once they get that slacked out, basically this exercise is just using your music database, create some JavaScript functions that create, update, and delete specific music in your database. As a bonus, you can use prompts to actually query the user to dynamically input their own data into the database. And you definitely try to do them both with the question mark and then without, just so you understand how both different formats of the queries work. And there it is.
Then I won't be able to use that. You don't want me to start.
No, I think it is indifferent about that situation.
We're going to give about 20 minutes here, and then after that, we're going to take a 15-minute break, it looks like.
What if we don't want to delete anything in our database? Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so can we wrap these in if statements?
Mhm.
So that like if process arg v index whatever equals delete, so then you can control it from your command line?
Sure.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
So, sorry, I didn't miss
No, it's okay. Garçon.
I don't know why I did that. So if I say, like, could I even put more functionality into this by saying like process.rb index 3, like putting that here, like not so obviously this is gonna be like song or
Right. You could. Yeah. You could.
so title, and then I could say insert. I could just do.
So the first.
Like I could just like make this so easy, right?
It would start getting when you then, if you had other queries in there, like so if 2 equaled update, it would do something else. Like your third argument, you'd always have to make sure that the third argument was always title, because then if you had arg3, if this was consuming arg3 to update thing and title was
Right. So you'd have to like be intelligent about your database. You'd have to know the order of the column.
yes. The schema.
Oh, it's called schema.
Yeah, that's the actual, and we'll go over that actually after or later today. Put this up here so you're going to have some examples. Oops, wrong one. Mm-hmm.
Why are these separate objects for like artists with like these columns? Why do we build them as objects? Is that an obvious question?
No, not at all. Because it has to. Well, because then it's like it gives you that key value pair. So when it's kind of like JSON, you know, when it's that same type of structure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's exactly how you would pass that in. You could just pass in a JSON string. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Ready for what? Lunch? Are you getting hungry? Yeah. No, we're kind of fitting 2 classes in here today, so I'm going to see how we want to. Since we're trying to get both 2 and 2-2 and 2-3 in today, I know the next thing is like a 15-minute break, then a 60-minute exercise.
It's like a 40-minute break, dude. Saturday we get like an hour.
Yeah, no, exactly. So are we doing that and then a 60-minute exercise and then an entire? I mean, we're not going to have.
I'm trying to get through as much as possible.
Okay, so do you still do a 60-minute exercise instead of the 15-minute? Give them a 45-minute break, whatever.
Trim down the exercise.
Half hour.
Trim down the break.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just try your best at trimming them down and keeping them moving. You're going to have a bunch of bewildered looks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're going at the right pace for this class.
Oh yeah, no,
it's unfortunate, but
yeah.
Really hard to follow along because you can't type really fast. You have to pay attention to the typing. Then you're up there working on that. Or if we can get this starter code sent beforehand, you know, the stuff like that, or put into the GitHub. It's impossible. It's like I'm just completely fucking lost all day long.
You don't want to slack out all the stuff for the class now.
Mm-hmm.
They just have it ready.
No, I appreciate
because
it.
It's like so we can follow along. You know, you're moving screens, people are asking questions. You kind of
no, I agree. And no, I apologize. You know, I don't have as much practice at this as you do.
The activities. I'm just going to zip up the activities for 12.2 and 12.3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to send them to everybody
cool.
now.
Cool.
So you guys have to start with.
Because typically what it is in our class, we that's like because I bitch.
Oh no, and you know what? I
can put them on GitHub. So
yeah.
That we can pull them down. We have them right there. We can follow along.
And this is more my fault for being a substitute.
Yeah, because as soon as something hits GitHub, then we get told they want to GitHub. We go and download it, and it's like we have.
Yeah, no, and I should have done that, and that's my fault.
They don't like to release those files too early to you, because some of it is instructor demo stuff, and they don't want you looking at it and trying to figure things out and moving ahead, and shooting ahead, and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, I think he's about to Slack it out to you.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I'm going to do all the code for the 2 classes.
Cool. And that file is called ice cream DB crud or ice cream crud. Yes.
So what if so I struggled with this with one of the homeworks from like a couple weeks ago too. What if I want to put something in my console log or in my command line that is 2 words? Like this process RB separates it by spaces.
Right.
Does it have to be 1 word?
Now, show me an example of exact.
Well, I have ran into this problem here because I was going to say where insert see these spaces
right.
mess it up. Because now it's not process RB index whatever anymore. See what I'm saying? So like, is there a way to like go around that?
I would have to. Let me see.
Now I'm going to change it to see if it works. So
yeah.
Now I'm just going to say insert. And then I'm going
to. Are you doing? Oh, okay.
This is index 0, 1, 2. Yep, this should be for sure. Data inserted.
Okay, wait. I want to comment this out.
And yeah, and so you did insert after you did the select, so it looks like
Right. But if I go to my database, it added it.
Yeah, she said they got
it. Did it?
Yeah,
Sweet.
So it works, but like, how do you get around the like 2-word thing when using process.argv?
Like if like there was a space between the words, like a column name or something, or.
Yeah, like hip hop is 2 words, but then that would be process argv index 0, process.
Oh,
argv
right,
index
right,
1.
right.
Whereas I just wanted to recognize it as one thing. So I guess you can't do that.
No, you couldn't that way. Or as a string, yeah.
As a string in quotes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try that again.
Yeah. See if that'll work.
This one, and then I'm gonna say hip hop.
Sweet.
Got it inserted.
Yep.
And then if I go to my Heidi, refresh.
Done.
Thank you
Thank you.
for that. Amazing.
So we should be just like yes. Okay. I was like, I've been working on this. I don't even know if that's what we're supposed to be doing. Yes. Obvious, things, but.
Oh, okay. I did that.
So.
All right. Yeah. Looks like you got the files now in Slack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Meeting of error. Oh, because I didn't.
Sweet.
I would think so. Deleted it. Snatched that shit. I snatched it.
So they usually
You
do.
should snatch it. Yeah. Okay. The changes are.
We do lunch at noon, don't we usually?
We do noon. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We just go to lunch at noon.
Yeah. 45 minutes. Yeah. What's it saying?
It's saying that something's wrong with my SQL syntax. Yeah, but I literally.
We don't you have to do so? What's delete from cool table where? Title equals argv, artist equals arg4, and genre equals. Yeah, you just want. I think you should need the where in there.
Huh. Delete from.
Okay, genre.
Can I
Okay. It's weird. I don't know why it's so artist genre. Why is it not having title up there?
Oh, I don't know. It's weird. Artist genre.
The Bureau of
It's
For the
weird.
right syntax.
I literally copied and pasted it from there.
Right. Yeah, I mean it is. It looks like the right.
Yeah, it looks like the text. It's really strange.
And everything's spelled correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that with the actual Constitution?
Should I try a different file? Like maybe when I didn't add, should
Mark,
oh gosh, you were just here.
So did you get to go to the White House?
Or wait. Yeah, we were.
Did you sign up for the tours through your time?
No.
How'd you
Wait, Roses.
Well, we were there for actually Yep.
Well, yeah, I don't think it knows where you're.
You have an error in your SQL syntax.
Yeah.
And you're doing delete from.
Yeah. Delete from.
Full table where.
Where? Yeah. That is so weird.
I'll be there for a week.
It's literally the same.
I don't know. Maybe try substituting the process argvs for strings for the time being and see if that works.
I hate it when someone like requests.
Yeah, I know. I get the link.
Yep.
So I'm trying to just mess around with like deleting values. So if I want to delete just enter Sandman, wouldn't that be right? Top songs database where title equals enter Sandman or no?
Looks like it.
Because when I ran it and it deleted the whole line. So if I ran that and then updated it.
It's going to delete that entire column.
Yeah.
Or that entire row. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if I want to delete just that song title from there, with keeping the other things in there, how would I do that?
You would that would actually be an update because you'd be setting the song title to something else. So update the table set title equals.
But you can't. Otherwise, you can't just delete that and leave the rest of it.
No, because deleting is literally removing a row.
Okay.
Not changing the data in, or an update would be to actually modify the data.
I got you.
And then she has a doctorate, she's an attorney, so they said, do you have
All right, who's hungry? All right. Well, we're just gonna do another hour. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Slap you when I'm
Yeah. So yeah, lunchtime. Be back in 45.
Okay, boss.
You do have the Great Bay files if you're not familiar with using the prompts and in the just a slightly, you'll be familiar with the syntax, but just. So it is 12:45. Let's say that. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, just getting. I apologize. But yeah, just groups of 3, 2, 3. Whoever, you know, you guys, not too big, but So yeah, definitely group up, and then if people know more than others, please pass your knowledge on. Oh, yeah, I apologize. Just you guys can just get in groups. Yeah, it's totally.
So update product set. That's the only one that needs that bracket, right? For the array.
Yes, because there's two. The bracket. Yes, correct.
Why is that again?
Because there's multiple ones. It has to. You can only pass in one data object there. So to make basically a group one, make it an array.
Okay. So the quantity in this example, the quantity 100 is what you want to update.
Is
set
yes.
quantity 100 where the flavor is Rocky Road.
Set quantity equal to 100 where flavor is Rocky Road equals to Rocky Road.
Thank you.
You guys, make sure you're in groups for this.
Yes, please. How you guys want to work together?
Yeah, I am getting right back into it.
Become one. 2, become 1.
And I told them it's probably not going to be a whole hour, so we can get through the other stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like,
yeah.
Get as far as you can.
Yeah. Snagged you guys instructions for the.
You guys decide what you got. Let's say they're
listed, but more.
Yeah.
I got good. Like it. You write all the functions and stuff. Oh, you just did. So you have to grab it. That's what Right. Yeah. Those queries make a database.
Okay. Oh. Well, the other stuff is literally just teaching the schema, which they can. Doesn't take that long for them to figure out what that is. And here, look at the CSV. Figure out a good table.
This is 12.3.
Yeah. Figure out make a good table. And then show them that, which nobody really does. Like I was totally trying to figure out ways just to kind of shorten it so they get all that key points. What?
Yeah, I put it as so we can have okay. I don't know what it would be like. Have to. Yeah.
But anything outside of that,
Actually, you know what? So inside here, just pointer. So now tab over. So what were the three things? Name, name, colon. Answers. Well, we have a column.
So it seems like here though, like in this case, like what I is actually what shows on the screen. That's what I read. This is what I type in. But in this case, you know, looking at the instructions, I need them to be able to select. So that here the spreading road isn't necessarily the name of the selection. You know what I mean? So yeah, we still using something what I put on the network right here.
Do you got that 6P, right?
I did. I broke it. And I have a 5X.
You broke it?
I didn't mean to. I have a 5X now.
How'd you break
no,
it?
I had a 6. I had a 6. I didn't have a 6P. I had a 6. I had it for 2 years.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's awesome. Let me see it.
Nice fucking.
I haven't played to. I got the 5X. The 5X is.
I almost got the 5X. I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the new whatever comes out this year.
I read reviews about like battery life and stuff sucking for the 5X.
I haven't.
I'm like,
it's no different than the 6 was.
There's no way.
Right.
There's no way it's any different. But
And like now
I
it's
also don't really like LG. Isn't that who makes the 5X?
Yeah.
I was like, this. I mean, this is made by some company I've never even heard of.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Huawei,
yeah.
Huawei.
Yeah, they're big. They're big in China.
I've never heard of them, but
Yeah, they're like one of those slightly younger or newer than other things.
Yeah, they've. Hey, have you ran the Great Basic JS? He was saying it runs that it's not sync. It all runs messed up. What the fuck is going on here?
I mean, that's just saying that you can't connect. You're not connecting, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, do I not have? I'm in a different directory. I don't know.
Is that right?
No. Well, no.
Oh, that's Inquirer. That's an Inquirer bug.
Oh, really?
Windows, yeah.
Okay.
Windows 10 has a bug in Inquirer.
He's on an Apple.
And he's getting it too?
Yeah. And it like. Because this basically is run. You can tell because this is when it's connected. This I don't think that it's running after it's connected, or it is, but it's also running another time too. So.
Yeah, start gets called twice.
Yep. Kill it down there. Yep. Cool. Yeah.
Bad boy.
Sweet. Nice. All right. Erase. The start was getting called twice. The grapevine. No, it was also down here. So please.
Down there was the
Yeah.
Down there was the problem.
Line 108. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw it was there, and on line 14,
Right.
so I tried to remove one.
Wait, did we already send a solution?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just different.
And so basically.
Yeah, 'cause there's the one right there.
And so this is after it's connected. So the problem was since this
the other one
this
was
is
running before connected. I literally
yeah,
this one,
since this is asynchronous, that one ran, and this one ran, which logged that.
I'm certain that makes it. I've still found
Good
bugs even
find.
with the actual database itself. Because after running through the solution, just testing it out, and you can push data, and while I was calling recursively and like pushing it twice, I managed to fix it so it push once. However, in the logging should still get the person. I think the fix there is that. Unfortunately, I cannot view that through the actual SQL desktop application. I'm trying to access the data just to see on the other application that's for the MySQL. What is the name I'm looking for? Just whatever that application is.
The Workbench?
Yes, Workbench. I can't view the stored values from Workbench even after restoring it, closing it down, starting it back up, and like trying to find it. It doesn't show up, even though in the bidding process I can pull up the data.
Like,
it makes no sense.
Okay, one thing with this is whenever you add something new, you hit refresh.
Oh, I did repeatedly.
Yeah.
And it
So
just-
it's not showing that, like the
still not showing
database
up.
is not.
The database shows up. All the columns show up. None of the data does. That's dynamically generated from within the program. It's not either it's not pushing it to the database, or for whatever reason, it's simply not storing in there. Yet it can still retrieve them. For whatever reason, it's making.
And then you can also connect and then just retrieve them, not do something that inserts them first.
I can try closing out the Node app. I wonder if it's simply storing them within the Node application itself.
I wouldn't think
Because
so.
I didn't see any code.
Because it would have to be connecting to the database, with MySQL.
Other than that, it would have to, like for example, under here it's logging all the row data types, all these random things that I stored in there, and of course we were having an issue with double recursion, so it's doing that twice. I was trying to remove one of them and got one of them, and will allow you to place a bid and post successfully. Unfortunately, inside my SQL workbench, still.
Which one did you remove? The first one or the second one?
I didn't use the first one. I can actually go back and change that.
Put that one back in so that runs after it connects, and delete that one. And I'll see what's going on. I'll see if it shows up in mine. Which one? You can't control C? or whatever it is on. Huh. I mean, I haven't actually ran. Okay, let me see.
How we feeling?
Good. He was saying, give him the whole time on this and not try to.
Who was saying?
Red shirt, yeah.
He's not in charge.
And so, how long should we give them for this?
Well, I would gauge, and I'd take litmus tests every once in a while and be like, you know, they're not going to give you 100% honest feedback, but if you go, you know, show of hands, who's finished, you know, who's at this point or whatever. This is a fairly large thing. How important is the next one, though? You know.
Well, you know, and that's what I don't know how this is organized. He was saying that they're just going to teach it on Tuesday or something. And so, like, I'm, you know me, I don't.
Just general rule of thumb. I wouldn't listen to what he
right.
He gives you.
And I appreciate that. So I should just pretty soon here ask them what they think, and then
give them 10, 15 more minutes on this one,
and then just do the first.
Then you have like a 10-minute
share
demo of what it was, and then they'll all have their aha moments. They've had enough time to cognizantly try to do it.
Right.
I think. Because it's, you know, it's an imperfect thing to share. You're being asked.
But then I'll just have 10 minutes to get into that and get into 12.3. You know, like.
I think it'd be best to at least get into it some. Whatever you can get into it, get into it.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you doing? Just testing the thing for errors. First of all, I found out it's been called twice.
Yeah.
Other than that, any data that I can access from the program is not showing up in the workbench.
There's this.
I can't view it and modify it.
This start shouldn't have been there. It was called twice.
The second start was the reason why it was running twice.
Yeah.
That being said, it's also you can't access any of the stored data from the workbench. Which makes
Should I refresh?
Repeat.
Yeah.
I'll start shutting down the terminal and reopening the application.
I'm running it right
also,
now.
And whenever you're in this mode, it's permanently running, and therefore you can't control C out of it. It's prompting for user input and will take the control C as user input. So you can never exit the program.
Well, open it in one window and then work in your other one. So you have one terminal bash open that's got the command prompt, or that's got the prompt that it's giving you, and then you have another one open that has your actual stuff that
I've actually tried that.
Well, a lot of times as we get deeper into this stuff,
I'm getting data in mine.
Because I'm not having that show up in mine.
Are you seeing all green and no red, no X's when in the output window?
I only ran the.
Did you post or bid first? You might have to.
I've already tried the postings. And that's how I found the issue with the double encryption stuff. You had to have something to post. But now when I do bid, it pulls up all the data so that you can view what you're bidding on. At which point I can see it showing up inside my computer, but I don't see it inside the workbench.
Something at workbench might not be refreshing because there's no way. Yeah.
Maybe this explains why I'm having such a hard time finding skills. The software is causing problems.
You might try to kill off the actual server, the MySQL server that's running. You're closing Workbench, but Workbench is just a way of working with it. Community Manager, or whatever the hell it's called, is the one that's the actual server.
The entire server?
Are you PC or Mac, right?
As of now, yes. And as of this class, until then, I was always an avid PC user.
Good man. Linux is great too.
Oh yeah, love Linux. But yeah.
Apple.
But I would definitely look at syntax first.
Yeah. After I've never syntax. That's when you know what needs to happen, and you go over the documentation, you still can't make it work. You get 100 syntax errors.
So now, this is a
in your career life, you probably won't use relational databases for maybe 10-15% of your work.
That's what I mean.
And it'll be a
Here, he says he never uses SQL. Like he always uses MongoDB and stuff. So I mean, it's you're gonna encounter them in legacy stuff.
I mean,
5 decades of development has been done on relational databases or something like that. So they're still around, but we're gonna quickly graduate from out of here. So.
Gotcha. I mean, I suppose
but the applications are problem causing, like the Workbench and that stuff.
I'm actually wondering how many minutes people actually test to go through the application when they start coding, because for the most part, I think they slack up the solution. I wonder
It
if
did.
I wonder if
It did.
anybody's noticed that yet.
Well, let's hope not, but I'm sure they did.
For this?
Yeah.
For the Great Bay?
I mean, it works and functions as required.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to do the bonus material, that's about it.
There was a lot of complaining about not having the files while it was being reviewed, so I just slacked out all of them because there's been so many issues that you've been up here and you've been doing it right, and you've been saying, hey, can you guys slack out this? But when you do that, like every single one of us is occupied already, and we
and
just
I've
don't
noticed
hear
that
it.
too.
Yeah, so I just slacked out all the files
Right.
for 12.2 and 12.3, and I told you I was doing that.
Yeah.
So the solution probably is there. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'll leave you guys to it. I want to be able to put it on hand for my own.
You only teach yourself.
He says keep to see how they're doing and try to get as much of this in as possible. So, yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do. So how do you think they are right now? Have you been talking to them? Where are they at in it?
A lot of people are just not very far.
Well, we already gave them the solution, which we need to tell them
I don't
to.
know why we gave them the solution.
What is wrong? We need to tell them to remove the last start in there.
I mean, we should just remove the solution from GitHub. It shouldn't be in there.
Well, no, he slacked it to him.
It's in Slack. It wasn't. I know, but it all depends on.
I would solve it yourself. So where's your code? Let's start with your code. You started like yourself.
Hey, you a Node Pro?
I get paid to use it.
So I would that I need your help with. So this is an older example we did in week 10, where I'm actually ordering a pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ask your name, your last name, your phone number, password. What do you want to do? Order a pizza, make a reservation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So using the up and down arrows, I can choose between these different choices here, right?
Right.
And so I want to order a pizza, right? And now I'll get what size pizza do you want, right? And so, and then what, toppings and whatever, and when I'm done, it prints out my order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I took that code. So ultimately, it's a questions array. Start the array.
Mm-hmm.
Has different objects in the array. The one that asks for the order is the list type object right here. So what do you want to do? Order pizza, whatever. So I'll copy this selection here. That's the one I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop that in this puppy right there. Right now, I'm gonna change the name. I don't want to call it theme. I want to call it action. What action are you gonna do? And then I want to remove the choices I don't need. So I don't need those choices. I want to ask the question of post an item or bid on an item. And then I close my choices array. I close my list object.
Mm-hmm.
And then I close my questions array. Okay? And now I'm going to prompt you for that. So if I go back to my working example, we kind of come up, each type is its own object. Okay? Its own object, big old list of out, whatever. So that object closes, and then we're done. So I close it out the same way. Nothing else is there. Then, so in this case, I should be able to save that.
And I should be able to run.
Yeah, so you have to like, hit your database, ask for users.
Get out of this. Okay. So I'm gonna run Great Bay JS. Now it asked me post an item or bid on an item, but my up and down arrow didn't work. It's not letting me switch between the two. Now I just showed you in the other window that I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what is the object you're using to, or whatever? You know, I don't use Inquire at work. I have to look into why. That seems like it's probably a default. It doesn't, I don't know why. It seems like it's a pretty default action that you probably couldn't even mess with.
Built into the list function.
Right. And the list is formatted correctly, and that's the only thing I could think of.
On this other screen, I can do it. But over here, I can't. So even if I let's just say I modify the code a little bit, and here, let's say I don't want to use all of this stuff.
Wait. Or do you need it? Yeah. Oh, is that part of the collection? Okay, yeah, I see.
Right. So if I save that and I go back to that same question, it's
how from Node to put stuff in, how to get the data, how to do something.
I guess make a selection here.
It's a lot like we did with the front end stuff where we can make API got some data. This is like now we're
so if I redo this.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on just that like login validation.
See, it works on just two choices. But when I'm back over here, it doesn't work.
I would have to look. I don't mind looking. You're welcome to Slack me. No, privately Slack me the code, and I'll take a look at it. I apologize. I can't. I don't know. I'm top. I can't up from upside down. And
I didn't know if you just. Oh, come on.
I know.
If you saw something glaring.
No, I didn't. But I was. Yeah. Also, yeah. I can't make out much. No, but you know, reading it sideways is even more confusing. How are you guys with this stuff right here with this little exercise, Great Bay? Are you guys? What's up? Yeah. But are you? I'm thinking about trying to get some more stuff in today.
If this is to help us practice databases.
Well, I'm talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
All right. How are you doing it? Right. You already have a solution. I do want to tell you guys one thing about it. There is a Great Bay solution, but make sure you remove there is a start at the very bottom of the file. Remove that, because you'll see if you run it now, it runs twice, because the start is getting called both on connect and at the very end, which at the very end one, it needs to wait and start call when it's connect. All right, I think we're going to try to move forward and get some more, since they already have the solution. And yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, guys. How is this stuff coming along? Do you guys have a somewhat good grasp of it?
Got a good idea.
Well,
we're slowly moving towards it.
We already sent you. We're just trying to get some 12.3 stuff in today because of the break, and we sent you the solution that you can go over.
Okay.
I would like to point out one thing though about the solution. You'll see if you run it now, it basically runs twice at the same time. There is the start on the last line should not be there. The start that needs to start the app is the one on connect. So there's the one on connect that actually starts it. So right now it's starting it in connect and at the end, and it shouldn't do that. So please remove that last start. Yes.
Just had a question as far as I just wanted to play around with updating a value to be 250 as opposed to 2. Is there something aside from integer that it should be in order to recognize
float? Float is a floating point number, which is a decimal, and you can specify precision and all that fun stuff. But yes, exactly, because an integer is an integer, just that.
I know, I just like I clicked fine.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to a little bit of just more database table stuff. And table stuff. I'm from Oklahoma. I spent way more time in Texas and Phoenix. I don't like Oklahoma myself either. But we're going to move on a little bit more stuff now. We did send you the solution to this, the Great Bayes. Please, there is a start call at the very bottom that should be removed. You'll see if you run it now, it runs twice at the same time, which you've probably seen other programs do that. And unfortunately, there is a start at the bottom that is being called when it shouldn't. It only needs to be started once it connects. It's in the files he sent you, just in the 12.2. It's a Great Bay folder, I think. Yeah, the activities 2.2 Great Bay 5. We're going to go over schema right now. Yes. So right now, the objective of this class is I am going to introduce you to the processes of creating and working with databases which deal with large data, and just help you solidify your syntax and fun stuff about that. And again, how we pointed out, to learn how to create schemas, which you've already seen, and import large amount of external data into this class. All right. So yeah, you know, it's big data is it's kind of a buzzword now, but it's just lots of data, which, you know, multiple tables and all that fun stuff, and it can be kind of intimidating when, you know, here we're looking at 4 rows that are vanilla ice cream flavors, and it's like, yeah, but then when you just see tens of thousands of rows, it's like, oh, this is kind of overwhelming. But it's not. Working with data, big data is it's the same thing. It's when you get more customers, I mean, it's all the same syntax when it comes to querying stuff, but you need to have more servers. So I think you guys have, this is going to be a little, you guys do for 10 minutes, and we're going to talk about it, a CSV with top songs. I see a few. There's a top songs, top 1,000 songs CSV. Just take a look at that CSV and just try to diagram out or what structure your table would have. Yeah, you're welcome to just work with the people next to you and all that stuff. There's one in 12.3, folder 1, top 5,000 schema.
Okay, let's continue to work in groups just for time's sake. Top 1,000 or top?
Any of them. Top. I think they're all just the same. Let's see. Top songs CSV is technically the one in the 3rd folder, but I think it's the same thing. One might just have less.
Okay.
What are we doing with schema?
Nothing right now. And so as you're looking at that too, the exercise is going to be just to figure out how to create a table and a schema, which is basically that create table statement. When you define int, varchar, and all that stuff, that is the schema for your database. Just when you're looking at the data now, just think about how you would create a database and a table to house that data.
This is an Excel. But I actually opened it. It's supposed to handle the song.
Oh.
You got it. There it is.
Oh, thank you. And then the table.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to import that 1,000 song thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? This one.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's a bunch of songs in
Yes.
there. And this, I'm going to let it decide. Why would I ignore any lines?
If people didn't want it, and if there's 1,000 lines, and they only want to import the last 500, they would,
No line.
ignore no lines.
Oh my God.
Ignore first 0 lines. Yeah.
And it keeps saying data truncated for column position at row 1.
What was the initial? Was that, did that default to 1 or anything?
Yeah. It
Okay, then
defaulted
do 1 because it no.
Which activity are they on right now? 3?
What's up?
Which activity are they on right now?
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, they're going over the shit. Yeah, it is this one. Then I'm gonna. Well, I was gonna
examine the data.
Or they have this.
Yeah.
And then
try to create the table and populate it with this,
yeah,
with this CSV.
And I'm kind of telling them to keep in mind how to.
Yeah, let's. You could probably cut this one now.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna ask them.
Yeah, I think they're
able
good.
to create the table. It sounds like they're not going to be able to get past this. Like it says that most of them should be able to make the creation of the table fairly easy, but then struggles when it comes to making the table itself.
Yeah, they just need to know it was 6 columns.
I love how to have to create
a
database.
Right.
That's what it says, because look, it says individuals are creating the table, but then they'll have, so they'll be able to make the table pretty easily, but they'll struggle when it comes to making the table.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Typos there.
All right. How is that? Is it making sense to you guys? When you look at that, do you what type of table?
Which database?
Yes, CSV.
How you create it. What your table would look
We're gonna be told that.
But you have a general idea of schema. So the idea is to be able to draw a schema from the basis data. So you see the data.
Jeff.
Sure.
So I'm getting this error. I'm still trying to run the Great Bay thing. So
See, I'm
I see denied.
yeah. So now when I run this earlier, it worked fine. And then now I'm running it in here. Here's the connection.
And that's the right password user.
It is. So just as a verification, we'll do this one here.
The database is created and all that.
It is. So we'll go to connection.js.
It was like import CSV. No, not settings. No. It's I don't know where I found it.
What the hell?
It may be up in the database.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think the first one time I ran it, it didn't. Oh, or is. And it requires all the stuff's installed in that directory. Because I remember the one time I ran it, it was like that too, and I tried running it again. I don't remember. I don't think I changed anything.
And you got to keep going up to let it decide. Yeah.
Here it is. So node connection.js. So in this case, it connected, printed out what I had in there as I told it to.
Is it still connected or disconnected?
Your connection in.
All right.
All right. So I can take the same one, come over here to this Great Bay that y'all slacked out, and I'm going to replace it. All right. Now I'm going to change the database to the Great Bay database.
Is that it? Is that the problem?
And that
right
database does exist.
Fields terminated by?
Great Bay underscore DB. Although there is nothing in it. It's okay.
Found it.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to connect to it.
But okay, yeah, go for it. And it's just saying access denied.
Correct. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to navigate to that folder. So,
Go in here.
let's see,
I don't remember. And
It's defaulted to a comma.
So I need to go back down.
Yeah, I changed it to a comma.
And then go back
Because
CSV
it's a comma
up
separate.
to 12 activities.
So I just changed it to fields terminated by a comma.
Then
Because what it was doing is because there was no.
Yeah, there was no.
It was
going
doing
all the way.
thing.
Yeah. Which is much more important than it, right?
Save databases. I didn't even go there.
Just do Node.
One folder down.
Okay.
Hit it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's like.
All right. So now
What are we supposed to do with it now?
No space.
Great
Oh, okay.
basic. So look, still won't let me go up and down. Oh, I got to put an answer.
Yeah.
So that's different.
1 and 2, yeah.
So they did a raw list versus a list. Weird.
So this is really the top 1,000 songs, like ever?
I have no idea.
Because Bing Crosby, White Christmas.
Oh, come on.
No.
It's just a random.
I doubt this is the integrity of this data. Oh yes, you're right. I doubt it's real data. Okay.
Not exactly the hardest thing. We're looking at it more of
Cool. So how was?
She'll have a problem, and I'll look at it, and I'll go, okay, let me just check on that, and I'll come back, and she's already got like 20 things that she's done.
How do you?
Okay, where are you at now?
How do you think everybody's doing?
Yeah, there's ways to import CSV. It's actually not that hard.
How do you think they're doing? Should we go ahead and
Yeah,
show
let's
them?
go ahead and move on. I think that's
All right, guys. I want to move on a little bit. So now, hopefully, you have a good idea, or it's kind of an idea of that table from all the CSV data. You need a comma? Where?
Because when you're importing the CSV, it defaults to a semicolon.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But it's a comma separated out.
Right.
So you need a comma.
And were you able to fix that in?
Yeah. After.
Well, I apologize.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh came in.
So who knows? Thinks they know how many columns would be in that table?
A bunch. Nine.
One, two. Yes. So one thing and so you guys, how would you create that table? What would you do first? Yes, first create a database, and then you create a table. So a normal way they want me to go over just what is kind of just a schema file. So when we are creating, when you hear schema, this is a schema. That is literally the structure of your table. It tells you. All right, just better. So this right here is just a data schema. And so if you do want to just have like an easy way to create tables and stuff like that, just like save that in a schema.sql file, and you might just have no columns in there, but then it just makes it easy to be able to create new tables and all that. You can also even in those just have, where was that? These down here and that they seed it. So you might even just you could have one file that's a schema and the seed file. So it creates it and seeds it with data, or have those separate, a schema.sql file that only has that in there, and then a different seed file that just has the seed information in it. Yes, ma'am.
So when you're talking about a schema in relationship to MySQL, is it always about a table?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is just the makeup. So I guess if you guys can take a few minutes and just try to do that, create a schema and actually just create the schema for how you would create the table. So actually just create the table. You've already done that, some of you maybe. If anybody wonders does anybody know what the columns are? I know there might be not descriptive data for some of the like floating points. Those are just prices in different countries. So let's see. So after the year, that decimal value is a total number of sales. The next value is the number in USA. The next is in the UK. The next is in Europe. And the next is actually their row. Not that you guys don't have these files anyway. Why would they ever make position the primary key? That's in there, like, open up their schema file. Like, position is one of the rows in it, like the position in the chart. It's a primary. You better not auto increment.
I think that's older than the YouTube channel. Sure, record sales. I don't even know. Probably 4 or 5. I just 4.
We just talked about the CSV file, right? And they're just supposed to like think about how the
Basically to create the table, their schema, which is basically just create the data table.
So is it just
This is the next one. It must be on. There must be on 4. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no. And I'm. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're doing this. So, yeah, I basically told them this. That's gonna get slacked out. Not too much. There. This one. I basically told them to figure out how to create a table with the schema,
Yeah,
schema.
sure. So those instructions haven't been slacked out, right?
Correct. All right, he's going to slack you out some instructions too to go with this, but it's basically to create a schema.sql file with that create database query you're creating now, and then to create a seeds.sql file to seed it with data.
So they just slacked out some instructions.
Yes.
Are we following that time?
We're probably, no, I doubt it. I don't think I'm going to finish the rest of this section in the next 7 minutes. So, yeah, it's basically just to create a schema.sql file and a seeds.sql file. And I'll give you about 7 minutes for that.
Thank you, Slackbot. Who's controlling Slackbot?
What's going on?
You said dank, and then all of a sudden there's like a weed leaf.
Yeah. Okay, but it's not
I didn't say it was.
I mean, maybe this. I don't know.
That's the same sort of religious conversation.
We're gonna get crazy.
For real.
Decision that has.
Hmm?